What's up, guys? nethervvoid here with more World of Tanks tank guides for you, and today we're going to be doing the Tier 4 German tank destroyer Marder 38T or Marder 3, depending on where you see it. If you see it in the garage, it's 38T. On the battlefield, it's Marder 3. I don't know why it is that way. It just is, so we're going to deal with it. This is actually up the new TD line that came out in 8.9. If we just look at the tech tree real fast, let's look at the German tech tree, and it's right here. So we're going up this line. Nope. Oh, there it is. It curves over. Okay. Going up to the Waffle E100, the Waffle Copter, what I call it. Everybody else calls it the Waffle Tractor. I like to use the internet meme Waffle Copter. That's just the way I do it. So this is a really good line of TDs. It just came out. I expect them to be slightly nerfed because a lot of them seem to be kind of overpowered. But hey, it is what it is right now, and you should probably work this line while you can. So 38T, pretty awesome little tank. Definitely expands on what the Marder 2 does best, which the Marder's been murfed. The Marder's been murfed, call it a murf when it happens to the Marder. It used to have better speed and all around better everything pretty much, but it was pretty overpowering, I guess, and so they nerfed the crap out of it. Well, the 38T kind of makes up for that. I feel like it's a really awesome tank. It's got great mobility. It doesn't have a lot of hit points. I mean, none of these tanks do at tier 4, 270, but it's got a good gun at the top tier anyway. It's nice and mobile and has really awesome gun depression, which is kind of weird for a German tank. I'm going to show you that in a little bit when we get into some games. But the way I basically play this is, since you will be fighting up to tier 6 tanks, which with 108 pen on the top gun, it's going to be kind of hard to hit them in the front. You can pick out weak spots and generally do pretty good. I like to use the mobility of this thing to flank. I'm going to show you one game where I do pretty nice flanking maneuvers and take out a lot of teammates, a lot of enemy team members, and that's because this thing is fast and it has a very accurate, really nice DPM gun. It has a ridiculous reload rate, which we'll go into a little bit, 18.75, which is really pretty awesome. So in the right hands, this thing is going to dominate. Again, use the speed to your advantage, get into hold down positions with the gun depression, get into flanking positions, and you're going to basically tear the enemy apart, especially at tier 4 to tier 6. I feel like there's not a lot of, well, usually anyway, there's not a lot of insane players at this level, so a good player playing this tier 4 should do pretty well. So let's talk about the stats here. Again, 270 hit points, not a lot to mess around with. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. Tier 6s are probably going to 2-shot you, maybe 3-shot you, so just be really careful. A lot of their guns are hitting for 135 or 145 or something like that, which is going to be, 290 damage, you're dead. So 180 engine horsepower, pushing 10 tons. It's an 18-to-1 power to weight ratio, about 17 actually. Pretty decent, and that's where I say it's got that mobility, especially at the low tiers. That's actually very mobile for low tier. Usually most low tier tanks have a pretty low power to weight ratio, just because I don't really know why. Well, actually, I kind of do know why. A lot of the earlier designs were kind of World War I designs in this game. They weren't World War II designs. And so they're rather slow, like the Churchill line, pretty much till Churchill 7 even was kind of an infantry tank, which means that it was designed to go as fast as infantry can move, so it didn't pull ahead too far ahead of the support. And so that was kind of the reason why, in a general sense, most lower tier tanks are not very speedy. But this tank flies in the face of that. 17-to-1 power to weight ratio approximately. 47 speed limit, we're going to get up into the 40s, no problem, probably high 30s depending. Traverse 42, really nice. It's going to be pretty hard to get around you, especially if you work with walls and kind of natural obstacles around you. But with the accuracy of this gun, you shouldn't have to get really close. You're going to sit back and snipe with it. That's one thing I forgot to mention. Get into your position and sit back and snipe. Use that accuracy, and just sit back there and kill people from a distance. Don't try to get in people's face. It's not really what you're supposed to be doing. And that's because you have 50 hull armor, so really no armor. This thing has none. From the sides, 15, again, 0 pretty much. That's like for small arms fire probably, and that's really about it. So don't get in people's faces, because you're going to get jacked up. Rate of fire, again, we just talked about that. Almost 19, pretty awesome. Gun traverse, 26. Doesn't really matter. But the gun does actually have a pretty wide angle of sweep without having to move the vehicle, which is good because if you have your camo net kicked in, you don't want to move your tracks, or it takes off the camo net bonus. So having that nice range of motion with your gun is really nice. And so 360 view range is actually pretty good for a tier 4, in my opinion. 550 meter signal radio, this is probably all you're going to need. A lot of tier 10s even. Well, there are a few tier 10s who have a 500 and something meter radio, so that's going to be all you'll really ever need. So now that we've talked about stats, let's look at some modules here. You should already have this FUG 8. You should have picked it up a long time ago. There it is on the Marder 2, so you should already have it. My philosophy is unlock everything on the previous tank before you move to the next one. So that means you should have every upgrade possible when you start out on a new tank instead of driving it completely stock, which really sucks. Now, the suspension cannot hold all these modules. Let's kind of look at it a little bit. Let's put this lower engine on it here. I think it's really these. Let's take this off. I can't... Yeah, I can dismount this binoc too. So yeah, modules are still too heavy. Let's put this on. Module, what? You gotta be kidding me. What is it, the radio? You gotta be joking. I don't even have that one. What's the problem here? I really don't want to purchase it. Let's just look at the difference in weight here. That doesn't seem like it'd be enough. I don't even know how I would... How'd I get this thing stock if I have the upgraded thing here? Modules are too heavy. Too heavy. Consider lightening the vehicle. Okay, so we've got 1600 and 1520. Yeah, I guess it's got 1 ton. That should be kilograms. I don't know what that exactly is in kilograms. That's interesting that they have tons here and kilograms here. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, whatever. So, apparently... I thought it came with this gun. Yeah, Marder 2. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to put this on. I don't even have this gun. Usually, I don't sell anything, so that's really interesting. I'm not even sure how that works. 10 tons. I don't even think going down to here would get you to 10 tons. Huh. Wow. Okay, so anyway, apparently you're not going to be able to do anything with this suspension, so that's really, really interesting. I did not... see that. I've never seen that with a vehicle. I'm not really sure why that is. Too many shells? I don't know. Seems really weird. Anyway, I'm not going to buy the gun just to show you, so we'll have to talk about that a little bit in research. So, what was I even talking about? Yeah, okay, so the main thing you're looking at here, really, I guess, is the tonnage increase. But also, look at that. 4 degrees per second on the track increase. That's very unusual. Usually, you'll only get 2 degrees per second. So, getting, 10% is really nice on those tracks. Sorry for the phone calls in the background. I start recording, phone calls happen. It's kind of a joke on my channel now because it's every time I start recording, which I don't record that often. So it's weird that phone calls are happening. So let's look at 150 versus 180. You're going to get a big increase. Well, it's 30 horsepower engine increase here. That's 20%. That's pretty nice. 15 to 10 okay, so yeah, 10. So if you take down to the smallest gun, you should be able to put that smaller track on there. And that's interesting since I don't have that gun and I never sell anything. That's really weird. But anyway, so that should be a pretty good big increase there, but you will not have this upper tier engine. Pretty sure, yeah, you're just going to start out with this. I don't even think you're going to have this. No, you're not. So 15 to 1 power to weight ratio is still really good. Nothing to cry home about or cry about. God, I mixed up 2 different phrases. 180 is obviously way better because it gets you to that 17 to 1. It should be a noticeable difference, but it's not like if you don't have it, it's crippling. Let's look at the guns here. I had this gun, so I must have free XP'd the suspension. I think that's what I did because without it, I couldn't put anything on this thing. No camo net, no binocs, nothing. I already had this gun unlocked. I did not want to use the 98 pen gun. It's just because even though it has a nice rate of fire, the aim time and accuracy are pretty not very good, pretty bad actually for this low of a tier. Well, the German guns anyway. So I free XP'd the tracks, which we'll look at the tech tree and see if you can do that. But the guns are actually really nice on this tank. You should have this unlocked for the Marder 2, which is a really good gun. 16, pretty much 17 rounds per minute, 118 pen, more than enough at tier 4, 115 damage, packs a nice punch for a tier 4 gun. A really nice little gun here. The only problem with it is aim time and accuracy. It's not bad, like 1.9 is not bad aim time, but it is at lower levels, and actually 0.42 is actually a pretty bad accuracy in my opinion. Anything 0.39 or over in my opinion is pretty bad. 0.38 again, kind of cutting it on the, you're on the edge there. Look at the upper the high tier gun though. 1.5 aim time, which is awesome. 0.35 accuracy, again, really awesome. So while you lose some damage, pen goes from 118 to 108. You lose 10 there, which is 8%, I'd say. And you lose a little bit of damage. You gain rounds per minute, and you gain lots of aim time and accuracy. That's the thing to remember. You gain aim time and accuracy. That's what makes this tank pretty awesome, because you can fire at an enemy and get out of the way before he can fire back, especially since the enemy's probably dealing with a crew like this one, probably 50 to 75%, and so their aim time is even going to be worse on those lower tier guns, which typically are not very good. So you should be able to back up out of the way before he gets a shot off. I'm going to try to show you that. No, I don't think I show you that. I've got like 4 good games, and I can only show 2 games. I'm going to show you a couple pieces from a different game, but I won't be showing you backing up out of the way. You'll just have to trust me on that. So those are the modules. Let's talk about some tech tree. Hold on. So here's the Marder 38 tech tree, and on Andrew Punk's account here. And as you can see, you're not going to have any of these engines. Andrew is actually working up this line a little bit. He has unlocked the L46 here from the Marder 2. So the way this is going to work is you cannot put anything on this tank other than stock until you get those tracks. You can't even put a camo net or binocs or a toolbox or anything like that. Well, maybe the toolbox if it's pretty low weight. I haven't really looked. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get those tracks. Now, what I did is I free XP'd the tracks, because then I could put this mid-tier gun on, which is a lot better than the lowest tier gun. I mean, it's not that big of a difference, but it's nice to drive something that's not completely stock. And then I can just unlock the engines and go from there. So here's how I did it. I either free XP the tracks, or unlock the tracks the normal way, then throw this Marder 2 gun on. You should have it unlocked. Obviously, you should already throw the Fug 8 on immediately. I'm pretty sure, yeah, 50 kilograms it should fit on, no problem. The next thing I grind out is the engines. Get that top engine, get your mobility up. The last thing I grind out is the main gun, and that's the top tier gun, because it's the 3600. It's a lot harder than all these other pieces. After that, grind out the tier 5, and you're pretty much done. This tank is pretty. I got through it pretty quick. Again, part of that's because I free XP'd these tracks for 1000 XP, and then so I really only had to do 1200 there, and then 3600 more, which is what, a few games on ×2. Doesn't take long if you have a premium account. So anyway, that's the tech tree. Let's get back to the garage. So we're back from the tech tree, and let's look at some equipment. Again, this is pretty much how I do these lower tier tanks. Tier 7 and above is where I feel like I will spend the money on equipment, just because I have so many tank lines, I don't have enough money to get them all equipment. And so that also spreads it out a little bit. By the time I get to tier 7, things are kind of slowing down, and so I can afford to get the equipment at that point. But I definitely recommend a camo net. This thing's pretty tiny. You're going to be sniping with it. You're going to be hiding. It's a good deal to do. Also, I like to get a binocs if you have a set, because it will extend your view range and basically catch people hiding as well behind bushes. It helps you see them. So that's pretty good, especially when you're sniping. If nobody's really in front of you, you'll catch the guy before you'll see him before he sees you. Is kind of the way it should work, at least for your first encounter. If you have a toolbox, that'd be another great thing to throw on. These are all things you can remove without gold, because that will help your crew out, since they probably won't be to 100%. Their repair speed will be pretty slow as far as repairing tracks and stuff. And as you can see, I don't have a repair kit or anything on this tank because it's tier 4. And I'll tell you about that in a second. So that's what I did with my equipment, stuff I can take off without costing any gold. And that's because I'm in and out of this tank so fast. It doesn't seem worth it to me to spend the gold. Even though 10 gold is very cheap, it's just, I only have 18 right now, but still. Why do I only have 18? I think I bought some tanks or something like that. Anyway, let's look at rounds. This is pretty standard for me. 4 HE, the rest AP. Really nothing to talk about there. Pretty standard. Once I get to like 250 pen or higher, I'll go with 2 HE. This is just really to reset the cap is why I have those. Consumables, I have none. I don't get anything till tier 5 and 6 and above. Tier 5 and 6, I get just a small repair kit. Tier 7 and above, I have a full rack. A lot of that's because at the lower tiers, you're moving through the tank so quickly. I feel like I want to conserve that money and spend it on the next tank, because I'm not going to be in this tank very long. I don't really care about my stats that much. I mainly care that I can buy the next tank and not have to sit around and play this tank over and over and over to grind out money to get the next tank. That's why I have so many tanks. You're only seeing the tanks that I have actually set to, what's it called? Like reserve. Oh yeah, and primary or whatever it is. And that's because I do those techniques that help me conserve money and help me make money. So that's why I don't have the consumables. So that's pretty much how I'm going to set that up. The crew is pretty much going to be crappy like this, 70%, not very good actually. I don't buy it up to 75% again because I feel like it's a waste of money. I'm going to be getting out of this tank pretty quick. As you can see, I have 12,500. I already have enough to unlock this. Let's just do it right now. Boom. I'm going to be out of this tank very shortly. In fact, after this video, I'll probably take the crew out and move it to, sell the tank, move it to the, move the crew to the new tank after I buy it, and I'll be good to go. So the crew, again, not going to be very advanced, probably in the 70% here, and you're going to be moving out of it, which means even though your gun says 1.5 aim time and 0.35 accuracy or whatever it says, you're not actually going to get that. Your crew is going to make those stats a little bit weaker than they are. And that's because they're not at 100%. So you're going to have slower aim times and worse accuracy. That's why this middle gun, while it doesn't seem real bad, I mean, that's not horrible. This is pretty bad. But it's going to be even worse because your crew is so underskilled, really. Well, they're just not fully skilled yet. And so that's going to be like 0.48 or something like that, which is going to be really abysmal. I'll show you how bad it is in a game that I have with this gun, the middle tier gun there. So that's what I would do. That's what your crew's going to look like. Remember to take your crew out. Send entire crew to barracks before you sell your tank, so you can move this crew over to the new tank. Preserves all their stats and medals and stuff. It's kind of neat to see a crew kind of advance from tank to tank. That's kind of fun. Also, later on, it's going to preserve their skill a lot. So anyway, that's this tank. Let's get into a couple of games, and I want to show you just how awesome it is. Hold on a second. Here's one of the games I wanted to show you right here, and this is actually with it's the middle tier gun, not the lowest, because again I skipped that one. You can see if you look at the pen and damage, 118 pen, 115 damage. Again, that looks really good. The problem with it is aim timing and accuracy, which I'm not sure I'm going to be able to show you in this one. This is one where I actually dodge some shots, which is going to make me look like a kind of an idiot, because I said in the other one, I was thinking of this video when I was thinking of the higher tier gun, and actually got them kind of screwed up. This is the only game I have with the mid tier gun. I have 3 other games with the higher tier gun. So there I am. You can see aim time. It's still good. I mean, it's not bad at all. 1.9 is not bad. It's just the 1.5 is ridiculous. So waiting for somebody to show up there. I like to cover this side in TDs because generally you don't have to move around a lot. Now this guy is flanking us pretty hard here. It's an A20. They're pretty fast. Generally not very good tanks, but in this game pretty good since it is a tier 4. But in tier 6 games it's pretty crap. So there you go. He gets jacked up. Hits me one time for about 53 damage. But that's how you sue a scout. That's what that guy was doing. That's going to hurt his stats a lot, but he's going to get lots of XP and credits for being the first guy to light up most of the team right there. Probably get a scout medal. And hey, I would do that in the A20. The A20 sucks. At least it did when I drove it. It was never very good. I don't know if they buffed it or what, but the gun was so bad on it, I couldn't hit anything. So, 65 damage from M8A1, one of the best low tier TDs. It's got a nice turret on it. Waiting for him to pop out. Here we go. Oh, the guy gets in the way and I shoot anyway. Was not paying close enough attention. M5, M3, let's see if we can jack him up. Nice damage and track. You can see the damage on this gun is pretty good. The lower tiers, you're going to get almost half of someone's life. It's really pretty awesome. So, turning around, noticing that Marder 2 creeping up. We've got a Hetzer coming over to deal with him though as well. I'm not too worried about town. Looks like I think we're handling it pretty good. And no, the Marder is disappeared. So you can see, oh no, Marder 2, okay. So it is showing up as a Marder 38T. Oh, it's the add-on that says Marder 3. I don't know why that is. It just is. It's the mod. T127 gold tank. I can't remember what's it, tier 3, I think. Yeah, tier 3. Pretty decent little tank, pretty fast, nice and mobile. But no match for my gun. Pop out, bro. Here it comes. And did not expect that shot in the face. And he's dead. So again, with this tank, you basically just have to kind of watch the minimap and watch where enemies are and try to predict their movements and where they're going to be. Because that will help you kill people in this thing. So I'm looking at the Matilda. There's the Hetzer. That's kind of who I'm going to be going after with these guys here. The Hetz is about to get hetzed, so he gets tracked, spun out. Boom! You can see that was the accuracy poking its head, ugly head out a little bit. I noticed the Matilda in backup, so only one tank can shoot at me at a time. See, there's the accuracy again. Just not good enough. It's 0.42, I think, on this gun. Not good enough. 0.42 is horrible. You can't snipe with 0.42. I mean, you can try. You're probably not going to do very well. Now, I know the guy's there. I just can't see him. Come on, buddy. Show me some armor, bub. There he is. And boom! Nice shot. Looked like it was right into the turret ring there. At least with the pen, especially on the sides of tanks, you're probably going to pen. I don't know how this would do against the Hetzer. I don't think it would go through. I was trying to do a little jump there, but got stuck. That sucks. I like doing that on my high tier tanks. So then the Hetz. Getting Hetzed right here. He's dead. And that's the game. 14-7. Pretty much a no-brainer. 581 damage on 270 hit point tank. Really good. Anyway, that's the middle tier gun. It's not very good. It's not bad and it's not good. The accuracy really kind of frustrates you at times. When you've got a kill shot on the tank and it goes real wide, that's the accuracy issue. Let's show you a game with the top tier gun though and why it's so awesome. I think I'm going to show you the one with the awesome gun depression too, because I really wanted to show you that. So hold on a second. Let's get that game going. This game, I do have the top gun. Let's look at the pen and damage right off the bat. 108 pen, 110 damage. Now we did give up some pen and we give up some damage, but we got a huge increase in accuracy and aim time, and reload. The aim time and accuracy just cannot be understated as far as how awesome that is. We're going to speed this up because I like to sit back sometimes and see where people are going. So right up here is one of the ridges I like to test gun depression. It seems like every time I get this map, I come up to this ridge, if I spawn on the south anyway. It's the Serene Coast, by the way, if you didn't know. Pretty fun little map. It's one of my favorites because there are so many different ways to go. Now, I generally only go a couple of different ways, but there are a bunch of different lanes and different spots for cover and a lot of tactical stuff happening on this map. So, I'm aimed in right down into this T40. Nice accuracy hitting that guy on the move. The reticle is a lot tighter, you can see that. So there, nice hit on the 1C. Even though you don't get as much damage when you hit and the pen's not as high, you're almost guaranteed a hit every shot. So real quick, let's look at the gun depression right here. Look at that gun depression. That is nice. I think it even gets better and longer into the game. So I should have shot a little bit ahead of that guy, but I did not. T40 is an awesome TD. You want to take him out as soon as possible. That's the tank I have the most kills in one game, and I have 9 kills in one game with that tank. It's pretty awesome. So I'm just kind of waiting for the field to clear up a little bit. I don't want to poke out there and die because I can't see anybody. It's generally when you want to just chill out, especially at 106 hit points. I'm pretty much anybody's, one shot kill right now. So T40, again, that's the guy I hit, I'm pretty sure. It's nice to take those guys out. Here he is again. And boom! Oh, just missed him. If that shell was traveling a little bit faster, he would have been dead. Oh, let's see. Can I do it? Yes! Take him out anyway. So using that awesome gun depression to just start taking people out, the nice accuracy on this gun, even when the reticle is not all the way in. So I'll take a shot anyway. The guy's probably still sitting there. 500 damage already. DW2, I'm not even sure what tank that is. Let's look at the tier. That's 4. Must be a new German tank that I don't know. Have not messed around with yet. I'm sure that guy's still there. Let's shoot anyway. There we go. If I did hit him, the mod's not going to pick up that damage, so just keep that in mind. I've done 2 blind shots now. And, well, is that say 90 right there? I wonder if it's trying to pick up my, my blind shots. I don't know. But again, here I am sniping. This gun's great for sniping. Halfway across the map, still hitting guys. Almost dead center. Look at that. Look at how the motion on that gun too. You can see it in the mod. Look how wide that is. That's huge. A lot of high-tier Russian TDs are like that. That French ARL V39 is like that too. So having that much space to move your gun is really amazing. You might not think it's a big deal, you know, when you're low tier, because a lot of the lower tiers do have that kind of range with their gun, but it really is awesome. You'll see at the higher tiers, you'll be like, man, I really missed that range of motion with those with the low tier TDs. Trying to get shots on this guy, pretty much not going to happen. Would be nice to hit this Hetzer. No, he's behind a hill. So I'm kind of looking at the mini map at this point, and I see that the 8-9 line is having huge problems here. So I figure I'm going to go back to base. We've pretty much got this other side handled. At least I think. Yeah, that Hetzer's getting circled right now by the PZ3. I'm just going to guess that he's going to kill him, because by the time you get that close to a Hetzer and a PZ3, you should be able to kill him, no problem. There's an SU5 there too. That could be a problem. So we kill off a Matilda. The Marder 2 gets the kill. Nice. PZ3, I don't know what he's doing with that guy. Playing with his food, I guess. Come on, kill the guy. Stop playing with your food. But look, the 8-9 line has killed them off. Now, I don't know what this Twiggy guy's doing, but he's getting on my nerves. There's no point in saying anything to him because he's not going to stop. So, yeah, just let him freak out. I don't know what he's doing. I'm going to fast forward it. I kind of thought these guys were going to come through the gap right there. But he kind of just sits there. I should have waited a little bit, and he would have come around. But he's not coming through the pass that I thought he was coming through. See, he's going behind right there. BT7, here's his buddy. And boom! Nice accuracy. Get the kill even with the wide open reticle like that. That's because the accuracy stat helps a lot. Now right here, I just wanted to poke out and spot him a little bit. Did not get the spot. I'm going to do it again. And, oh, let's try to shoot. No, his reload rate, a little too much for me. Gets the kill. Still, oh, only 836 hit damage? Thought I had more than that. I had a couple other games with like 1,000 damage. I wanted to show you this one, though, because of the gun depression. But 1,000 damage in this tank is really not that unheard of. 4 times the amount of hit points and damage, just because the gun is so amazing. It should be pretty easy to do. So that's the Marder 38T or Marder 3, depending on if you're looking at this mod. Let me know what you think about it. It's pretty awesome. I can't wait to get into the tier 5 and see what else this line holds. So let me know what you think. See you next time, guys.